energy usage by up to 70%. This is the first project to use full. In a world searching for cleaner, smarter ways to live,
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Is anybody out there? That was a call for proof of life. My name is Marissa Marinda, and I am your MC for this evening. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon, coming into the evening. I hope you've been refreshed with all of the refreshments that are out there. Right now, we're just going to get into a moment where we're going to be finding out what Thaton property is all about. Who are they? What have they done? And we are going to be showing you the docu-series, just a little bit more information about who we are as Thaton property. So, your attention to the screens.
One development rises as a blueprint for the future. The 2267 Lifestyle Estate, a development that redefines the future of sustainable living. Each block on the entire estate is powered by solar energy through a central 50 kVA inverter and battery system, ensuring electricity 24/7. Each unit has advanced air conditioning and heat exchange system, cutting energy usage by up to 70%. This is the first project to use full double glazing on all doors and windows. SPC anti-scratch floors designed to last 50 years. Moisture-resistant plywood cupboards, crystal carbon doors with permanent color that never fades. This lifestyle estate features a mini golf course, paddleball court, saunas and steam rooms, swimming pool and gym with techno-fitted equipment, clubhouse, braai areas, children's play zone. Each apartment speaks excellence in every corner, including each balcony fitted with a gas braai. Fully fitted kitchen with Smeg appliances, dishwasher, fridge, oven, microwave, extractor. Sleek, modern and uniform finishes throughout. A landmark development showing not just how we can live, but how we will live tomorrow. Who is behind it all? Let's find out.
The word Thaton comes from the word theta, which is the soul, the essence of a human being.
I've been with Thaton since 2016.
It's Thaton that has gotten us to be where we are at the moment.
In the heart of Harare, where opportunity meets hard ground, a new skyline is rising, a bold vision. The 2267 Lifestyle Estate has become a symbol of what is possible when innovation, courage, and teamwork come together. As the sun rises, so do the hard workers who have dedicated a portion of their lives to help build the vision. They sign in, gather together, and so the day begins, telling the story of success. On a day-to-day, how does it all work? And what does it mean to some of the workers?
You want to work. Changa is the inspection of the safety of the scaffold first. And Mr. Sosa inspector scaffold, our scaffold go, you are kushanda pandikini papa. Chechipiri, awufanira kushanda pa scaffold uri one. There has to be someone anenge akamira pasi, either achindikina then takukwira pa scaffold. Taisa scaffold yedu ya inspector ya bo yaiswa ladder and everything is fine. Then tokwira ne ladder redu toenda panzvimbo yatiri kushandira.
Noita zve plastering ne skimming. Basa rangu kana nchiplaster ndinotora dhaka nchidai. Nchinamira kuti ndikapedza ndo aina ndodai ndoshainisa nchishainisa ndotora corner tool yangu ndoti inside corner tool yangu.
Chinondimutsa kuseni chekuti zvikwanisiro ndozvinotimutsa. Tinosangana nemachallenges akasiyana nemafamilies, tinoda kuchengeta mafamilies. Tina nana mai nana baba tivakuwasha, tinoda kuvachengetawo kuti vararame mune zvakanaka.
Zvinoita kuti tiri panapa Thaton ka ikambani yakarongeka pane mamwe makamana takamboshanda. Saka tinouya tichiziva kuti zvatiri kuyazoshandira kwatiri kuenda kwacho kunhu kwakanaka, kunhu kwokuti tinofara tiri koko tichiwanawo zvatingatashandirawo tichidzokera kudzimba kwatikatasiya muri.
Panapa ndaane 2 years ndichishanda panapa. Tiri panapa isusu tiri ma-subcontractors at Thaton. Tiri vabatsiri vanovabatsira basa ravo kana rarema. Saka kubva maflats achitanga takatanga neblock 1 irori kusvika yese atenderere. Izvozvi taakuita riri pakati iro ndo ratakusimudza kuti rimwe riri pamusoro pane vakomana vari pamusoro avo. Tisu futi tiri kuriita tiri ma-subcontractors.
Totikudza kuti vazhinji vauye kuti tigadza zvakanaka here vachasitarisa here and there. Pane chine chakaipa achitarisa asi tatitarisa yedu ndeyekuti tigadze zvinhu zvakanaka zvinotora manhu maziso kuti anopfuura anotomumira kuti ako ndiri kuitei kwapa ende chinhu chakanaka ichi titowo dzimba dzakanaka.
Mabhosi anga ari right anogona kutichengeta kubasa kana mari isipo vanoita kuti mari yedu iuye, vanoshingirira kuti vagadzirise nyaya dzinenge dzichitambudza panapa.
Pano paThaton tinonakirwa zvakanyanya nekuti mari dzedu dzinobudawo sekuwirirana kwatenge takaita. Saka hatina zvichemo zvakanyanya kuwanda zvedu uye zvinongofadzawo kuti tisi tiri kurova muturikidzanwai iri kuenda mudenga. Nerimwe ramazuva ndichadarika nenzira iyi ndichienda kwaMutoko ndakagara namadhamu pasaiti. Madhamu munoona panhu pakanaka zvekudaro apo tisi takapaita ipapo. Saka ndinotenda Thaton zvikuru neutungamiri hwayo hwose. Hatina dambudziko rakanyanya.
Aiwa pari pazviri zvekushanda mabhosi edu nevashandi tinoshandidzana mune zvakanaka. Vanobatawo vashandi zvakanaka, zvese zvatinodawo tinoitirawo zvavanodawo tichivaitirawo. Machallenges andakaona panapa kubva ndiuye parain season kana iri nguva yemvura inoita kuti basa ridzokere kumashure because scaffolding inenge isingazodi kunyanya kugara pano panenge pakanyanyotota. Saka ndiwo machallenges nemadelays atinowanzosangana nawo panguva yekunaya kwemvura.
Built by Thaton Property, this remarkable development has achieved what many thought impossible. From the 2025-2026 UK-based international awards, Thaton Property received not just 1, but 3 international awards for residential development, 20+ units, architecture, multiple residences, apartment/condominium projects. That is phenomenal excellence, sustainability, and innovation. Who is behind these designs?
On this project, I was looking at the construction of roads, sewer reticulation and water reticulation in the storm water.
I'm the project manager for this project, 2267 Lifestyle Estate. I'm responsible for coordinating a team of highly brilliant architects, quantity surveyors, and design engineers, civil engineers.
I do civils. I am the civils clerk. I'm responsible for these yellow machines. I'm responsible for ordering everything civil that you see around here. You look at the cage pits, you look at the roads, you look at anything that is besides structural.
The role mainly here is making sure this project is done within budget, is done on time, and the desired quality is met. For us, what we did was to first of all start with one block, so that each and every challenge we face in this block, we have to learn.
The finished unit gives a clear picture of what we're doing with the other buildings that haven't been finished yet. And if you see the out of this world finish that we've done on that finished unit, it can tell you so many things about Thaton Property. Actually, it's a visual. You actually see what we can deliver as Thaton Property. It's not just like we say, but we deliver up to our promise.
The most basic thing, like for example, putting up a slab. You've done it so many times. It's the same slab, the same people, same materials, and then one day, one crazy day when everyone's running around being busy, your deck collapses. it's frustrating, you know, and you're thinking to yourself, I can't start this again. So you just need to take a break, have a joke, and laugh about it. I mean, you can't undo it. So that's one of the small things. Well, it's a big thing, but yeah, small things. I've done one project with Thaton along Second Extension. It was one of my best projects. Then I went out and sowed my wild oats for a while. Then I heard about this project, and I came back. I'm excited to be here, like really excited. I thought the opportunity for me had passed, but it's not.
The 2267 lifestyle project is very integrated, and the way they've delivered the system, it was well coordinated. As you can see, everything is running well. It has been like this since the genesis, and from when I started with the company, it has been an exciting moment every day.
It's such a refreshing feeling to sell something that people actually appreciate.
Every detail behind this remarkable development tells a story of sustainability. Each block is solar powered by a central 50 kVA inverter and battery system servicing the individual units. This means that through a smart management system, you are guaranteed power at all times.
These cupboards, as you see them, this is not original. This is not just normal melamine boards. This is plywood, one of the best materials ever to be used in construction. The advantages of plywood, especially if we are using them in a kitchen area is a wet area. If we are using the plywood in kitchen areas, this is moisture resistant.
There is an air conditioning system in all apartments using a minimum amount of power where the heat exchanger takes the heat in the normal air and concentrates it, bringing it into the house and vice versa. The energy generated is used to drive the heat to heat the geyser. The whole development is energy sufficient, marking a 70% reduction in energy consumed. This is the first project with full double glazing on all doors and windows. There is a 5mm glass on both sides with a 10mm compressed gap in between the glass. The double glazing controls the temperatures, noise pollution, and also provides safety in the apartments. This is more than housing. The anti-scratch SPC floors are durable for the next 50 years. Cupboards are plywood in the kitchen area, which is moisture resistant, durable, and does not chip off. The color on the carbon crystallized doors doesn't fade because of the permanent PVC film layer. Practical beauty built to endure. On this lifestyle estate, you will find a mini golf course, paddleball court, saunas, steam rooms, swimming pool, gym with techno-fitted equipment, clubhouse, braai facilities, and children's play area. Inside, excellence lives in every corner. Every apartment has a balcony fitted with a gas braai, a kitchen fully fitted with Smeg appliances, dishwashers, microwave, oven, extractor, fridge, taps, sleek, modern, and uniform. It's a lifestyle, one that respects people, community, and the planet. Speaking of respect, there is that aspect of a balance of gender, women empowerment.
This is a brilliant and prestigious project that I've ever seen in Zimbabwe, one of the best.
In terms of investment, Thaton property or 2267 lifestyle estate is the only estate or where you can get a mortgage term for 5 years buying in an exclusive residential estate like this.
I joined the 2267 project when I was under Tomas and Partners, which was previously known as Southland Consulting Engineers. So during this time when we started, we went through the feasibility stages of the project, that is to see how best we can fit all of the blocks that you see here today on site, picking the strategic positioning for the sewer treatment plants. After that, we went through the statutory approvals with Council and Ministry of Transport. For example, the junction that you see as you enter the estate, we were part of that. So I was able to be a part of the design and planning phase of the project, and today I get to be a part of Thaton property and also watch as the project is being implemented.
It has been quite a journey. At
at the beginning, you look at a project and, in your mind, you convince yourself that, you won't be able to get that project through to completion.
We have discovered that most people can't afford to buy properties in Zimbabwe, once-off payment, and most of the properties, they are very, very expensive. And most clients have to go to banks and get mortgages for them to just purchase a property. But we, as Thaton Property Company, we have come to you and offer the best affordable prices with great installments, so as to eradicate the fact that clients have to go and get mortgages. So this is one of the best solutions that we have offered.
Even on investments opportunities, this is the perfect definition of real estate investment, because you only pay 40% deposit in 3 months, then balance over 5 years.
Working with a great team, with a great leader, Mr. Ben, you always find yourself, at a point where you just say, wow, we have done it.
Behind this achievement stands a family, men and women working side by side, each one driven by purpose, each one believing in the same dream, to prove that Zimbabwe can build to international standards. They've faced challenges, economic, logistical, environmental, but each obstacle only sharpened their resolve. They built brick by brick, not just structures, but trust, innovation, and pride.
Homes and properties are living spaces. They are places where people get to express themselves either professionally or with their family. And we wanted to capture that when we provide a space solution, it's got to be talking to a person's soul. It's got to be talking to themselves very deeply. After a very amazing career in South Africa, where I had been the business person of the year, given by Absa Bank, the biggest bank in Africa, the Herald newspaper from South Africa, as well as the Nelson Mandela Business School. I'd reached a pinnacle in my career, but everything came down. I lost everything. My businesses were all sequestrated. And I came home to see my parents. And it was probably the best trip I ever took, because I came back and, Zimbabwe has got so many opportunities, so much low-hanging fruit. And I came back with those eyes of an experienced property developer. And I just saw that this is the place of the future. This is the place you want to be. This is the place where you can do projects that really make a difference, that really make an impact in people's lives. Projects that touch the theta in everyone.
The issue of affordability for us is not a problem. Most of the people that have bought into our development, without mentioning names, people who are medical doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, retired people who have resources, or children who are working, but we have parents who could put a deposit for them. So affordability has not been our challenge.
In Zimbabwe, our property sector has been set up in a way that access is very easy. Unlike in many other countries, here you buy a stand, and in many instances you can buy a stand for cash. And then you buy your 3 cornerstones, your sand, your cement, a few bricks, and you already start building. You get up to foundation level. So the way our market works is getting into property. There are so many sectors. There's high density properties, high density pieces of land. Access is there. So for young people wanting to get into the property sector for the first time, my advice would be go and look at the multiple developments out there. Buy yourself a nice stand, all right? And you can get stands for around $5,000 and even less in some instances. And then you start to build from there, and then you're in the property game. Then you're in the property market. And after that first property, who knows? Next you might be, in Lorne, and then a few years after that, you eventually end up at a 2267 type project.
We've had to deal with suppliers. Sometimes you go past, the deadlines of payments,
But we have formed great relationships, and we are where we are now because, you know, of that management of the finances that we have done, and I am happy that I'm part of this project.
Ever since we started this project, we haven't encountered any challenges with NASA because we've been very compliant right from the get-go. We've been paying religiously all our dues, so we haven't encountered any problems with NASA or any other statutory body.
The challenge that we have faced is the issue of the lack of mortgage finance, especially in Zimbabwe. We do have young people who are working in good jobs, say in the pharmaceutical industries, who could afford to pay a bond. But because the banks do not offer mortgage finance, those people, some of them would have been cut out.
The problems and the challenges were immense. But you know, if it's not challenging, it's probably not worth doing. Zimbabwe is not for the faint-hearted. Zimbabwe is for visionaries, people who can see beyond the immediate challenges or see beyond what the media likes to paint as a very negative picture. I think if you really know where you want to go, you will always find a solution. You will always find a way. Things were difficult. You know, the first big project we did here was the Medical Specialist Center in Belgravia. That project took us 4 years. 4 years we were on site. And we went through multiple currency changes, and it was so difficult. It was so difficult to get to a point of completion. But I suppose at the end of the day, when your product is finished and you can look at this beautiful building, it makes it all so much more worthwhile. I'm not saying Zimbabwe doesn't have challenges, but what country in the world doesn't have challenges? There's nowhere where you're going to go where it's going to be a simple, easy path to do amazing things. They say you've got to be a little bit crazy to take on some of the projects that we've taken on, to take on some of the challenges that we've taken on. But we embrace that because we are professionals in what we do. We enjoy and we love what we do.
These awards that are coming, they're testament to the great work that has been done. Effort has come from all parties. The team has performed as a unit. What I can say is we're now more than a team. We're now a family. And, it makes my job as the head of finance much easier.
We are very protective about our quality. We've got to make sure that if there are going to be any mistakes, let the mistakes be done on paper during design stage. The last thing you want is to start construction and then you realize that your design wasn't done properly enough, and then you're making changes through the middle of construction. That's very expensive. We are so jealous about our quality that we've decided to do all of those critical functions in-house. So we have architects internally that are at the top of the game. They've come out of some of the leading organizations, property development organizations and architectural firms out there. We have our own engineers that have also come out of top practices, and we do that to jealously guard and protect our quality, to make sure that by the time we start off a foundation, by the time we start any kind of civil construction, we have been through our design several times, we've workshopped it, we value engineered it, and we make sure that it's optimal, and that helps us develop better quality. The other key thing is on the cost management side. So we have our own quality surveyors internally, unlike an external quality surveyor whose fees are based on the cost of your project. So, if a quality surveyor is external and they're going to get more money when your costs go up, what do you think is going to happen? So we bring all of that in-house. We pay our team very well. People are very well rewarded. So they're incentivized to work for the organization and ensure that our cost management is optimal. And then we build internally as well. Because our quality, the last thing you want is to appoint a contractor who might take shortcuts in the construction, not do everything that is required in order to save a little bit of money and make a little bit more profit. We look after the construction as well. So it's a full service from design, inception, design, detailed design, costing, internal procurement, construction until handover.
We received a call from the International Property Media. These people are the premium award-giving organization in real estate in the world. And they said, we think what you are offering here can compete in the world. And I spoke to the bosses and they said, go ahead and enroll. They then told us that we had won the Africa Property Awards in 3 categories. And for me, this was the best thing. This is the best thing that has happened to me in working in this role.
Got an email from them, and they wanted to get more details on the project because they thought that we could be a good project to enter the awards. And the process was intensive. It was about 2.5 months. We had to submit all of our design drawings, all of our specifications, details of all of the products that we were using. And we went through various stages, and more information was required at each stage until we made it to the final cutoff. And then there was a long period of silence for about a month. And then finally the phone call came in to our marketing director, Strive. Strive was the key person who put all of this information together with the rest of the team supporting it. And I mean, I tell you, it was, I'm still lost for words. Because throughout all my career in South Africa, it was always the biggest guys, the Baldwin properties, the Investec properties, all of these big guys used to get this kind of recognition. And then for us to get that recognition at an international stage, for our first major residential development in Zimbabwe was just, I'm lost for words. It was amazing. It was absolutely exceptional. And we are so proud. And we think it's an award for Zimbabwe to celebrate. And the world is recognizing that world-class residential projects are being done in Zimbabwe. And we're very proud of it.
Was a great reward for what we'd gone through. First of all, with the hotel we were meant to do, and it just stopped because of COVID. You sometimes start questioning, are we doing things right? Are we doing everything right? Have we done everything we possibly could have done? And here, there will be teething problems when we're doing these projects. Timbers rise, timbers fall, that's part of construction. So it's a justification that we're actually doing something great, and there's a reward for it. If you put the hard work in, you always get rewarded.
So when he said it, actually came in, and then he's like, guys, because he was walking around. Actually, he wasn't walking, he was running, holding Strive up in the air. Strive, you did it! And then he was so excited, and we were like, what's going on here? So then he came back in, he's like, guys, we won awards.
For me, this is the best thing that has happened to me, even to the organization working for Thaton Property. The day that the results were announced, we were sitting in block number C and we were cheering as the results were being announced, and we were laughing and we were clapping our hands. Afterwards, the boss grabbed my hand and we ran into the yard, and the workers could see that something big had happened. They didn't know what had happened. And then my boss picked me up and then he tossed me in the air, and then we were cheering. It was a refreshing feeling. I was very happy.
And now, as the sun sets on Harare, the 2267 Lifestyle Estate stands as a testament to what can happen when heart meets hard work. It's a new chapter in Zimbabwe's story, one of resilience, creativity, and excellence that echoes far beyond its borders. If you can think it, it's within your reach.
Another round of applause for that. Wow. An incredible story. I was speaking to a friend of mine, and then she says, well, what would you have me do today? And I said, just sit in there and watch the finesse of what we want to talk about tonight, which is Thaton Property. Fantastic developer that is doing fantastic things in Zimbabwe. And what you've just watched right now is not just a simple documentary. It's a statement of courage. It's boldness put on just individuals. It's discipline. It's about building for generations to come, a time when we're not even going to be around. But that's what do you guys think? A yay? Round of applause? Thank you for your... I've seen a lot of familiar faces this evening. Good evening, Mr. Pride. There's an agreement of sale waiting for you. Thank you. And sir, I'm going to get the commission for that sale. Already done. There's an agreement of sale waiting for each and every one of you that is in this place. I mean, you have no idea what you've delved into. But before we get started, I'd like to just honor everybody who has made it this evening. I would also like to honor you, our Honorable Superman Diwanzira, who is joining us for this phenomenal launch. Good evening to you, sir. So obviously, without a people, a vision perishes. And there is a great vision of the buildings that you see all around you, the pictures that have been stationed at every corner. And without the people who are behind the vision, there's going to be nothing for you to look at. So I'd like to call the Thaton team to just stand up where you are. They can come in. I can see them all out there. The Thaton team, maybe we can give them a round of applause as they come in. Come on, guys. Come through right here. Yes, Mr. Moses, right here. You see, when I talk about excellence, this is what I'm talking about. Can you tell that this is excellent? The shirts are all in one accord. Everybody is neat and everybody is ready, which is phenomenal. Guys, give yourselves a round of applause if nobody else will. So these men and women rally together every single day to make the dream come true. The architects, the engineers, the designers, the marketers, the people who know how to speak, they're all in the forefront and they're making this dream come true. I just wanted you guys to see the faces and to see them. They will be plugged around in the evening. We will have a tour later on in the evening, and these are the people to go to. These are the people to speak to about those agreements of sale, Mr. Pride, that I mentioned. These are the people to see. Right. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You can take your seats. And there is somebody behind the whole thing, bringing these guys together. They have sleepless nights. Some of them couldn't even be here because they were up all night just to make sure that our venue was going to be safe for us. And I will say one thing. Remember that we are still at a construction site, so please move with caution. Please move with caution as you are moving around later on as we do the tour. But there is that great visionary, the leader. He is our executive chairman for Thaton Property. And I am going to call him up so that he can address us and give us a few words about who Thaton Property really are. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ben Nyaungwe.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much all for coming. This is quite an awesome turnout. It's great to see you all here. Lots of familiar faces. But following protocol, I really want to welcome our guest of honor here, Honorable Superman Diwanzira. We are pleased to have you here, Honorable. And the rest of the party as well, and our friends that have come all the way from Russia, and importantly, everyone that is here. Thank you for being here tonight and sharing with us and participating in this really, really amazing event that we have planned for you this evening. So, after having watched that docuseries, I hadn't watched it in I think we showed it for the first time to the staff at the Christmas party in December. And it's basically said everything I wanted to say. I don't know if you were listening, but I mean, that's really what I wanted to say, a lot of what we were saying there. So I'm going to go off a little bit on a tangent, and I hope I don't bore you, and I'm still relevant in what I still have to say. There was also something that was crossing my mind this afternoon. You know, when you're a property developer, when you're running a business, whatever kind of business it is, there's so much that you want your audience, your market, your clientele to understand about you. There's so much to say, so much to share. But then in this particular instance, today I really felt that it's not about talking. There's less to be said, and it should really more be about letting the products speak for themselves. When we were planning the launch of the Corners, we went and we looked at our partner, the Beach Hotel. We have a great relationship with them. We thought that is the venue that we would use. And we started our planning thinking we'd do this thing at the Beach Hotel. But then we soon realized we are taking away people from a site where they can actually literally, physically see what it is that we do. Look at our quality, look at the kind of product that we develop, and realize very critically and very important is you see a lot of projects out there being marketed with really amazing architectural impressions. And then when you look at the final product, they are not the same. They do not look like the architectural impressions that informed your investment decision. The one thing I'm very proud, and I'll challenge all of you, because we've got all of these beautiful images, and where do I point? Where we've got all of these beautiful images of, I think my slides might have moved around a little bit. I want to come to the renders of this particular development. Kumbi, I'm sorry, I'm going to be going back and forth here. Right there. When you look at that render, that was the artistic impression that we used, that we came out with when we were launching this particular product. And when you look at what has been built there, for me, I can't tell the difference. I mean, this could really have been a photograph of the exact actual buildings that you see out there. It is true to render. And that's very important, because what you are going to see tonight, when my colleague comes on and presents the Cornot project to you, what you are seeing on those renders is exactly the product that you will get if you make the investment decision to invest with us. All right. I'll go back again to the beginning of this. And maybe some of this didn't come out quite clearly in the presentation that was in that beautiful presentation that was shown earlier. But, you know, I remember being interviewed on ZFM, and I was making a point that, you know, Zimbabwe, you know, the first government under Robert Gabriel Mugabe did so much to invest in the education of its population. We've got some really smart people. Anywhere you go around the world, there's a Zimbabwean at the top of their game that's really doing so well. And I always think to myself that if a few more of those people could come back and really take advantage of all of the low-hanging fruits, the multitude of opportunities that are in Zimbabwe, we would be able to really create a great, 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 great country. And that is one of the things that drives us at Thaton Property. We are wanting to make our contribution to get or to be the Zimbabwe that we want. We want to build the Zimbabwe that we want. There are so many people I went to university with all around the world who say, but you know, there's no shopping malls, there's no Santons, there's no all of those amenities that you find in more developed economies. But those are the actual opportunities. The fact that we don't have them, and there's this huge demand. I mean, if you go into Johannesburg, most of the people that are shopping there in Sandton City are Zimbabweans, taking money earned here and spending it in a foreign country because we haven't given them the product that they need. So we are trying to play our little part in trying to address that gap. People travel to Dubai, they travel to Cape Town, They stay in these amazing apartments, they stay in these amazing hotels and amazing facilities. And because we don't have them here, where they've made money, they go and spend that money there. But we want to have those products here in Zimbabwe. We need some of that money to circulate a few more times locally, in the local economy. And that will benefit each and every one of us. The more we can do that, the better we'll all be. It's a self-fulfilling type of thing. So a couple of years back, we did a strategic session and we wanted to define ourselves and understand exactly who we were as an organization. And this was one of the things that came out of that exercise. The fact that we are an award-winning organization, and this was before the 16 awards that we got last year. A dynamic real estate development company driven to create groundbreaking, which is exactly what I think we're doing with the Cornot, and you're going to hear a lot more about it a little later on. Things that are innovative, high value, and we want to normalize excellence. And I want to just go on a little bit more about that word excellence, because we've really found it that is really the core purpose of our existence as an organization. We are seeking excellence, and we want to epitomize black excellence. We want our seat at the table, and we want to be recognized as capable as any other party that is out there. So those are things that are really dear to us and mean a hell of a lot to us and drive us in everything that we do in our organization. I remember when we did the launch of this particular project here. I'm sure a lot of you know a very well-known gentleman known as Joshua Maponga. He used to be pastor or bishop, Joshua Maponga. He's dropped that title now. And Joshua at that time was our guest speaker. And there's a lady one of the ladies that worked for you, Farai. Hello, Miss Mlochwa. Elaine,